Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to speak with you today about a topic that has the power to transform your life. Self-discipline. You see, discipline is not about restriction. It's about liberation. Liberating yourself from mediocrity, excuses, and unrealized potential. As I always say, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the foundation upon which every success is built. Now, how do you master self-discipline? I'm going to share 6 strategies with you. These are not theories. They're principles that, when applied, will create lasting results. Discipline without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder. Directionless and drifting. To truly master self-discipline, you must first start with why. Your why is the reason you get out of bed in the morning, the force that pushes you to persevere when the going gets tough, and the light that guides you through challenge. Without a compelling why, discipline becomes an exercise in frustration, a set of rules and restrictions that feel more like burdens than pathways to success. To uncover your why, you need to ask yourself deep, reflective questions. Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to master discipline? For many people, the initial answer may be vague. I want to be happy, or I want to live a good life. But surface-level answers won't fuel lasting discipline. You need to dig deeper. Ask yourself what truly matters to you. Is it providing a better life for your family? Is it achieving financial independence? Is it the desire to leave a legacy or make a meaningful impact on the world? Clarity is power, and the clearer your why, the stronger your discipline will be. Your why must also be personal. It can't be something society expects of you or a goal someone else has set for your life. External motivations, while they may spark temporary action, rarely sustain long-term discipline. True self-discipline is fueled by intrinsic motivation, by the goals and values that resonate deeply within your soul. Take the time to identify what drives you on a personal level, and you'll find that discipline becomes less of an uphill battle and more of a natural extension of your purpose. A powerful why also provides context to your actions. When you understand why you're pursuing a goal, you're less likely to get sidetracked by distractions or discouraged by setbacks. For example, imagine someone trying to save money to buy a home. Without a strong why, they might feel tempted to splurge on unnecessary purchases or lose motivation when savings seem to grow slowly. But if their why is deeply connected to a vision of providing stability and comfort for their family, that purpose gives their actions meaning. Each small act of discipline, like skipping a luxury or sticking to a budget, becomes a step closer to that dream. Purpose transforms mundane tasks into meaningful contributions toward a greater goal. Another critical aspect of your why is that it must evoke emotion. Facts and logic can help you set a goal, but they won't ignite the passion required to maintain discipline over time. Emotion is what drives action. Think about a time when you were truly committed to achieving something. Maybe it was overcoming a personal challenge, pursuing a career opportunity, or helping someone you care about. Chances are your drive wasn't fueled by numbers or deadlines alone. It was powered by the emotional connection you felt to that goal. When your why resonates emotionally, it becomes a source of energy and determination, pushing you to keep going even when it's hard. Your why also acts as a safeguard against excuses. Let's face it, we all encounter moments when discipline feels hard. There will be days when the alarm clock feels like the enemy, when your to-do list seems overwhelming, or when distractions whisper promises of instant gratification. During these moments, your why becomes your anchor. It reminds you why you started in the first place and why it's worth it to keep going. Excuses lose their power when you're rooted in a compelling purpose. Now, let's consider the process of refining your why. Identifying your purpose isn't always immediate. It requires time, thought, and sometimes a bit of trial and error. Start by reflecting on your values. What truly matters to you in life? What kind of person do you want to be? Imagine yourself at the end of your life, looking back. What achievements or qualities would make you proud? These reflections can guide you toward understanding your deeper motivations. Once you've identified your why, write it down. There's power in putting your thoughts into words. A written purpose serves as a constant reminder of what you're working toward and why it matters. Place it somewhere you'll see it often, on your desk, your bathroom mirror, or even as a note in your wallet. Revisit it regularly, especially on days when discipline feels challenging. Your why can also evolve over time, and that's okay. As you grow, your priorities and values may shift, and your why may need to be adjusted to reflect those changes. The key is to remain connected to your purpose, allowing it to guide your actions and decisions. Flexibility in your why ensures that it stays relevant and meaningful, keeping your discipline aligned with your life's direction. It's also important to share your why with others. When you communicate your purpose to trusted friends, family, or mentors, you create a sense of accountability. They can remind you of your why when you're struggling, or celebrate your progress when you're succeeding. Surrounding yourself with people who understand and support your purpose strengthens your resolve and keeps you on track. In conclusion, discipline without a why is unsustainable. It's like setting sail without a destination, exhausting yourself with no sense of accomplishment. But when you anchor your discipline in a compelling purpose, you unlock a source of motivation that drives you forward with clarity, focus, and passion. Your why transforms discipline from a chore into a choice to honor your values, pursue your dreams, and create a life of meaning and fulfillment. So take the time to discover your why. Let it guide your journey, and watch as discipline becomes the key to unlocking your greatest potential. To master self-discipline, it's important to understand one fundamental truth. Great discipline begins with small, consistent actions. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that discipline is about big, dramatic changes or efforts. They believe they need to overhaul their entire life overnight in order to see success. But here's the reality. The path to lasting discipline is built on small, daily decisions that compound over time. If you wait for the perfect moment or a major shift in your routine, you'll be waiting forever. The key is to begin now, even if the steps feel tiny. In fact, starting small is the foundation upon which you will eventually build great self-discipline. When you're beginning a new goal or habit, it's essential to start with something manageable. Don't overwhelm yourself with unrealistic expectations. Let's take the example of someone wanting to get fit. If you've been sedentary for years, jumping straight into an hour of intense exercise might sound noble, but it's more likely to lead to burnout and frustration. Instead, begin with something small, like a 15-minute walk every day, or a short stretch routine in the morning. These small actions won't feel like burdens, and over time, they'll become easier and more natural. What's crucial here is the consistency, not the intensity. As you continue day after day, your body will begin to adapt. The small habit will grow into something bigger. The beauty of small, consistent actions is their cumulative effect. A little progress each day may seem insignificant at first, but over time, it adds up. Think about compounding interest in a bank account. If you make consistent deposits, even small ones, they accumulate and grow exponentially. The same principle applies to your actions. When you work on a goal every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes, you'll see the rewards. Your discipline will increase, and your results will reflect the work you've put in. Starting small also makes the process more sustainable. One of the biggest barriers to discipline is the feeling of overwhelm. It's easy to be excited about a new goal at the beginning, but when the tasks pile up, it becomes easy to give up. By beginning with small steps, you break the larger goal into bite-sized pieces. You can build momentum gradually, which reduces the feeling of pressure and helps you maintain your focus over the long term. In addition, small beginnings help to build the habit of discipline. Habits, not motivation, are the true drivers of success. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes, but habits are automatic. The more you practice discipline in small areas of your life, the more it becomes second nature. You'll reach a point where the effort required to stay disciplined feels effortless because it's just part of your daily routine. For example, someone who starts by setting aside 10 minutes each morning to plan their day eventually turns that into a habit, making it feel almost unnatural not to do so. One of the biggest pitfalls people face when trying to develop discipline is focusing too much on willpower. Willpower can be a valuable tool, but it's finite. You don't want to rely on willpower alone to keep you on track. Instead, use willpower to create positive habits. Once a habit is formed, you no longer need to summon willpower to do it. Instead, it becomes automatic. And when you do it consistently, day in and day out, it becomes ingrained in your life. Over time, you will have a set of disciplines that, while they may have started small, now form the framework for a more disciplined life overall. The key to starting small is also to avoid perfectionism. Many people shy away from taking the first step because they feel that they won't do it perfectly. But remember, perfect is the enemy of progress. If you wait until everything is perfect or until you feel ready, you might never take action. Starting small allows you to take imperfect action without the pressure of perfection. And over time, you'll improve. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. The small, imperfect steps you take every day will lead you to the success you seek. Another advantage of starting small is that it builds confidence. When you begin with a manageable goal and achieve it, you build self-efficacy. The more you succeed in your small efforts, the more confident you become in your ability to handle larger challenges. This self-confidence fuels your discipline. You'll feel proud of the progress you've made, which will success, no matter how small, reinforces your belief that you can achieve your larger goals. It's also important to celebrate your small wins. This doesn't mean throwing a party for every minor achievement, but acknowledging your progress can help to reinforce your discipline. When you recognize that every small action is bringing you closer to your goal, you build positive momentum. Even something as simple as noting your daily progress in a journal or giving yourself a small reward can serve as a reminder of how far you've come. When you start small, you also learn to embrace consistency over intensity. A lot of people approach discipline with the mindset that they need to work harder, faster, and more intensely. While intensity has its place, consistency is the key to long-term success. Small, consistent efforts lead to sustained growth, whereas bursts of intense effort followed by long breaks often lead to burnout. By committing to small actions every day, you create a steady rhythm that keeps you moving forward, regardless of the ups and downs. Finally, starting small gives you the flexibility to adjust. When you attempt an ambitious goal that's too large, you may find yourself stuck when life inevitably disrupts your plans. But when you begin small, you give yourself room to learn, adjust, and adapt. As you progress, you can increase the intensity or complexity of your efforts. Starting small doesn't mean staying small forever. It means building a solid foundation that will allow you to scale your efforts as you grow. In conclusion, mastering self-discipline isn't about making grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about starting small and doing so consistently. By beginning with small actions, you set yourself up for long-term success, creating a habit of discipline that compounds over time. These small steps may seem insignificant at first, but when taken together, they lead to significant results. So don't wait for the perfect moment to act. Start now, no matter how small the step may be, and allow those small actions to build the disciplined life you desire. Procrastination is one of the greatest obstacles to achieving self-discipline, and it often acts as a silent saboteur, preventing you from taking the necessary steps toward your goals. It is a deceptive force that convinces you that there's always time later, that the task can wait until tomorrow, or that your current state of mind isn't quite right for action. But procrastination is a thief. It steals not just time, but also your dreams, your progress, and your sense of accomplishment. The longer you delay, the more difficult it becomes to act, and the more costly those delays become. Over time, the habit of procrastination becomes deeply ingrained, and you find yourself trapped in a cycle of inaction, always waiting for the right moment to begin. The most important step to combat procrastination is understanding its true cost. Every time you delay or avoid taking action, you are putting off your future success. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you lose. Delayed actions often lead to missed deadlines, lost chances, and an increasing sense of overwhelm. When you procrastinate, you are not just postponing a task. You are also postponing your growth and progress. What might seem like a harmless delay today adds up over time, and before you know it, you find yourself far behind where you intended to be. The longer you procrastinate, the harder it becomes to catch up, and the more stress and anxiety build up as you fall further from your goals. So, how can you break free from the cycle of procrastination and take consistent action? The answer lies in developing a sense of urgency. Procrastination thrives in an environment where there is no sense of immediate consequence. It feeds on the idea that there is always more time later. However, if you can create a mental shift that makes taking action feel urgent, you will find it easier to overcome procrastination. One of the most effective ways to do this is by setting deadlines, not just for big tasks, but for every step along the way. Deadlines give you a sense of focus and commitment. They turn abstract goals into concrete milestones, making them real and urgent. Even if the deadline you set is self-imposed, the act of committing to it creates a sense of responsibility and urgency that helps you take action. Along with deadlines, you must develop a mindset of immediacy. Start viewing tasks not as things to be done someday, but as things to be done now. It's about making a decision that you won't let procrastination control you. The idea of, "I'll get to it later," must be replaced with, "I'll take care of it now." This shift in perspective can be incredibly powerful. When you make the decision to act immediately, you bypass the mental resistance that procrastination thrives on. It's easy to talk yourself out of doing something if you keep telling yourself it's for later. But when you start thinking in the present, you recognize that now is the only moment you can control. A great way to combat procrastination is to break your tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces. Often, procrastination arises because a task seems too large or too overwhelming. When you face an enormous project or goal, it can feel paralyzing. The idea of tackling it all at once can create feelings of dread and avoidance. By breaking the task down into smaller, bite-sized chunks, you make it less intimidating. Each smaller piece becomes easier to approach, and it gives you a clear direction of where to begin. This makes the task seem more achievable, and once you start, it's easier to maintain momentum. The simple act of getting started is often the hardest part, but once you make that first move, the rest begins to flow more naturally. Another tactic to defeat procrastination is to focus on just starting. Often, procrastination is a result of perfectionism or the fear of not doing something perfectly. We worry about how the task will turn out, what others will think, or whether we'll meet our own high standards. But here's the truth. Perfection isn't required to make progress. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. The simple act of beginning will provide clarity, and it will allow you to make adjustments along the way. Start before you feel ready. Take the first step, and then improve as you go. The important thing is to begin. The longer you wait, the more you feed the procrastination cycle. But once you take action, momentum takes over. To further overcome procrastination, it's important to identify the root cause. Ask yourself why you are procrastinating in the first place. Are you avoiding the task because it feels boring or tedious? Are you afraid of failure? Are you overwhelmed by the scope of the project? Understanding the underlying cause of your procrastination helps you address it head on. If you find yourself procrastinating because a task feels tedious, find a way to make it more enjoyable or rewarding. Break it into smaller tasks or pair it with something you enjoy. If fear of failure is at the root of your procrastination, recognize that failure is part of the learning process and that it is better to try and fail than to never try at all. Understanding the emotional triggers of your procrastination will empower you to deal with them effectively. It's also helpful to create a sense of accountability. Procrastination thrives in isolation. When there is no one holding you accountable, it becomes easy to push tasks aside or delay them indefinitely. However, when you share your goals and commitments with others, you create external pressure to follow through. Telling someone about your goal, setting a deadline, or asking for check-ins can push you to take action because you don't want to disappoint others or be seen as unreliable. This accountability can be the push you need to get started, and it makes procrastination less appealing because you know someone else is waiting for your progress. Lastly, one of the most effective ways to fight procrastination is to create an environment that supports action. Eliminate distractions, set aside time in your day specifically for focused work, and ensure that you have the resources and tools you need to take action. If your workspace is cluttered or full of distractions, your mind will mirror that chaos, making it harder to focus and get things done. By organizing your environment in a way that promotes focus and action, you make it easier to start and stay disciplined. In conclusion, procrastination is a barrier to self-discipline, but it is not invincible. By understanding its true cost and developing a sense of urgency, breaking tasks into smaller steps, starting immediately, and addressing the root causes of procrastination, you can overcome its grip. Remember, it's not about waiting for the perfect time or perfect conditions to act. It's about making the decision to take action now, in this moment. Take the first step, and the rest will follow. The best time to begin is not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Self-discipline is about controlling your actions and focusing your energy toward meaningful goals. But the truth is, in order to truly master self-discipline, you must also learn how to control your environment. The environment you create around you plays a significant role in either fostering or hindering your discipline. Too often, people overlook how much external factors, whether it's the physical space around them, the people they interact with, or the digital distractions that constantly pull at their attention, can derail their best intentions. The power of your environment cannot be underestimated. If you want to master self-discipline, you must learn to shape your surroundings in ways that support your goals and reinforce your commitments. First, let's consider your physical environment. Your workspace, your home, your car, even the places where you spend time outside of your work or goal tasks. These all contribute to your ability to focus and stay disciplined. If your environment is cluttered, chaotic, or filled with distractions, it's difficult to stay disciplined. Your mind, when faced with mess and disarray, can easily get distracted and lose focus. A cluttered desk, for example, can lead to a cluttered mind. It's much harder to stay focused and on task when your surroundings are disorganized. On the other hand, when your physical environment is tidy, organized, and conducive to your goals, it's easier to stay focused and productive. Take the time to create a workspace that minimizes distractions and enhances focus. Start by eliminating items that don't serve a specific purpose. Clean up any unnecessary clutter and create a space that feels welcoming and inspiring. Having a clean, neat, and well-organized workspace not only makes it easier to focus, but it also signals to your brain that it's time to work, creating a clear mental distinction between relaxation and productivity. This environment tells you, this is where I do my best work. You'll find that when you enter such a space, you can more easily step into a focused, disciplined mindset. Your environment isn't just about what's physically around you, though. It also extends to the people you surround yourself with. The influence of others can significantly affect your self-discipline. If you spend time with people who are negative, who discourage you, or who don't share your values or goals, their energy and behavior can make it harder for you to stay focused on what matters. Similarly, if you are surrounded by people who enable bad habits, distract you, or pull you away from your objectives, your discipline will erode. On the flip side, when you surround yourself with people who share your values, who are supportive of your goals, and who encourage you to stay disciplined, you create an environment that strengthens your resolve. The people around you influence your behavior, and so it's essential to cultivate relationships with those who uplift you. This could mean finding a mentor who holds you accountable, spending time with individuals who push you to be better, or even just being around friends who understand and support your commitment to self-discipline. Your environment is not just about the physical space. It's also about the energy of the people who share that space with you. Digital distractions are another area where controlling your environment is crucial. In today's world, technology can easily become a major source of distraction. Social media, email, text messages, and endless online content can constantly pull your attention away from your tasks. Even if your physical environment is ideal, if your phone, computer, or other devices are always within reach, you'll find yourself losing focus. The temptation to check your phone for notifications, scroll through social media, or check emails can quickly derail your productivity and break your sense of discipline. One of the most effective ways to take control of this aspect of your environment is to set boundaries with technology. This could mean turning off notifications, using apps that block distracting websites, or even scheduling time for digital breaks so you can stay focused during your work periods. You could also create a routine of limiting your time on certain platforms or establishing rules for how and when you check your devices. Being mindful of how you use technology and recognizing the impact it has on your discipline is a key aspect of creating an environment that supports your goals. Your mindset is another critical component of controlling your environment. This refers to how you frame the world around you and how you engage with your external influences. If you view the world as hostile to your goals or believe that success is something that only happens to lucky people, you are less likely to take the necessary actions to develop self-discipline. On the other hand, if you see every obstacle as an opportunity for growth and view challenges as part of the journey, you create a mental environment that fosters resilience, persistence, and discipline. Mastering your environment also means recognizing when you need to disconnect in order to reconnect with your purpose. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it's easy to get caught up in the noise. Social media updates, work emails, and constant notifications can overwhelm your senses and make it hard to focus. This constant stream of information, while it can be useful in some contexts, can also contribute to mental fatigue and disrupt your ability to maintain self-discipline. Learning when and how to disconnect from digital noise is critical to maintaining focus and keeping your discipline intact. Whether it's scheduling time to be offline or setting clear boundaries on when you engage with digital devices, this practice helps you create space for deeper focus and productivity. In addition to external factors, your routine plays a vital role in controlling your environment. How you structure your day can be a powerful tool for reinforcing your self-discipline. If you start your day with a set of disciplined habits, such as exercising, journaling, or planning your day, it creates a foundation for the rest of your day. A strong morning routine sets the tone for the day and reinforces the mindset of discipline. By creating and sticking to a structured routine, you align your environment to your goals and make discipline a part of your daily life, rather than something you have to actively think about or force yourself into. It's also essential to prepare your environment for success. This means making your environment conducive to your goals. For instance, if your goal is to eat healthier, you can control your environment by removing junk food from your home and stocking up on nutritious options. If you want to write more, create a quiet, comfortable space where you can focus on your... The key is to anticipate potential barriers or distractions in your environment and take steps to remove them before they arise. A well-prepared environment is a proactive step in ensuring that you have what you need to stay disciplined and focused. In conclusion, mastering self-discipline isn't just about controlling your thoughts or behaviors. It's also about controlling the environment in which those behaviors take place. When you create an environment that is supportive, organized, and aligned with your goals, you make it easier to practice discipline every day. From physical spaces and digital boundaries to the people you spend time with and the mindset you cultivate, every aspect of your environment plays a role in either promoting or hindering your progress. By taking conscious steps to control and shape your environment, you create a powerful foundation for achieving the self-discipline you need to reach your full potential. Mastering self-discipline is not just about focusing solely on willpower or setting rigid rules for yourself. It's also about understanding the importance of reward and rest in maintaining long-term discipline. Self-discipline is often viewed through the lens of continuous effort and perseverance, but what many fail to realize is that even the most disciplined individuals need to recharge and find motivation in the form of rewards. Rest and reward are not signs of weakness, nor should they be seen as indulgence. Instead, they are integral parts of a healthy, sustainable approach to discipline. The balance between hard work, rest, and reward can elevate your self-discipline to a level where it becomes both effective and fulfilling. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve their discipline is overworking themselves. While pushing hard toward your goals is essential, it's equally important to recognize when your body and mind need a break. Overworking leads to burnout, which can drain your energy, kill motivation, and ultimately undermine your efforts to stay disciplined. Your body and mind are not designed to be in a constant state of high energy and focus. They require time to rest and recover in order to perform optimally. If you push too hard without proper rest, your ability to maintain focus and self-discipline will diminish. Eventually, the accumulation of stress and fatigue will make it harder to follow through on commitments. Rest, in this context, is more than just physical relaxation. It's also about mental recovery. Self-discipline often requires intense focus and mental energy, and without proper mental rest, your cognitive abilities will decline. This is why sleep is such an important factor in self-discipline. A good night's sleep restores mental clarity, enhances decision-making, and improves your emotional resilience. When you're well rested, you are far more likely to stay disciplined and productive. Inadequate rest or sleep not only impacts your energy levels, but also impairs your ability to resist temptation and stay committed to your long-term goals. Rest is not just about sleep, however. It's about making intentional breaks a part of your routine. These breaks can be physical, such as taking a short walk or stretching, or mental, like practicing mindfulness or meditation. These short pauses allow your brain to reset and recharge. They also serve as a valuable opportunity to reflect on the progress you've made. Regular breaks can prevent you from feeling overwhelmed by your goals and give you the space to recalibrate. The key is to recognize that taking time off does not mean you are slacking off or being undisciplined. Rather, it's an essential strategy to ensure that you can continue to perform at a high level without burning out. Alongside rest, rewarding yourself is another crucial element of long-term self-discipline. When you work hard toward a goal, Your effort deserves to be acknowledged. Rewards reinforce the behaviors that lead to success. This is why setting up a system of rewards is such an effective strategy for maintaining self-discipline. By celebrating small wins along the way, you create positive reinforcement that makes it easier to continue pushing forward. It's not about giving in to temptation or indulging unnecessarily. It's about celebrating progress and maintaining motivation. The rewards you choose should be aligned with your goals and values. They can be small, like enjoying a favorite treat after completing a task, or more significant, like treating yourself to a weekend getaway after reaching a major milestone. Rewards can also come in the form of praise and acknowledgement from others, or the satisfaction of reflecting on how far you've come. The key is that these rewards serve to remind you of the value of the effort you've put in and give you something to look forward to along the way. One of the most powerful aspects of reward and rest is that they create positive associations with self-discipline. When you combine effort with proper rest and meaningful rewards, you reinforce the idea that discipline is not about deprivation or punishment, but about achieving results in a balanced, sustainable way. This mindset is crucial because when you see self-discipline as a positive cycle rather than a negative obligation, you are far more likely to stay committed and motivated. Rewards can also serve as a great motivator when you face obstacles or moments of doubt. Knowing that a small treat, a day off, or another kind of reward awaits you after you complete a task can give you the extra push you need to keep going. These moments of resistance are inevitable, but when you have a reward system in place, it helps you push past those feelings of reluctance. Moreover, rewarding yourself doesn't have to be extravagant. In fact, the most effective rewards are often the simplest ones. It could be something as small as enjoying a quiet moment with a book after completing a task, or taking a few minutes to savor a cup of coffee in the morning after a productive session. These small rewards create a sense of accomplishment. They remind you that discipline isn't about rigid sacrifice, but about creating an environment where you can enjoy both progress and pleasure. On the flip side, it's important to understand that the rewards should come after the work is done, not as a way to incentivize procrastination. If you reward yourself before completing a task, you risk reinforcing the habit of delaying work. Rewards should come after making progress or achieving a milestone, reinforcing the link between effort and reward. Lastly, it's worth noting that rest and reward help to build resilience. When you give yourself permission to rest and reward yourself for your hard work, you prevent the cycle of stress and burnout that often causes people to abandon their goals. Instead, you build a sense of resilience that helps you keep moving forward, even when things get difficult. You're not only strengthening your ability to stay disciplined, but you're also strengthening your ability to bounce back after setbacks, which is crucial in any journey of personal growth. In conclusion, self-discipline is not just about constant work, it's about balance. Rest and reward are vital components of this balance. Rest ensures you have the mental and physical energy to stay disciplined over the long term, while rewards keep you motivated and reinforce your commitment to your goals. By incorporating both rest and rewards into your discipline strategy, you create a sustainable cycle of progress, maintaining your drive without compromising your well-being. Self-discipline is about perseverance, but it's also about recognizing the importance of taking care of yourself and celebrating the small wins along the way. When you master this balance, you set yourself up for long-term success.